The article was developed by the authors Lucas Ramon dos Santos Hermógenes, Isaac David Pereira de Almeida, Miguel Angelo Lelis Moreira, Igor Pinheiro de Araujo Costa, Carlos Francisco Simões Gomes, Marcos dos Santos, and David de Oliveira Costa. My name is Lucas Ramon dos Santos Hermógenes. I am a student in the master's degree program in production engineering at the Universidade Federal Fluminense with a focus on operations research, and I will present the paper representing the entire group of researchers of this work. The paper was divided into 5 stages. 1. Introduction. 2. Problem exploration. 3. Theoretical foundation. 4. Demand forecasting with ANYLOGISTIX, and 5. Conclusion. The objective of this paper is to present the use of the ANYLOGISTIX tool to help in the decision-making process of the company Marina Acessorios. The tool demonstrates the simulation considering the population density of regions in Brazil and indicates which are the most favorable places to sales, as well as the initial quantities that should be purchased to serve these regions. Below I indicate an image from the Marina Acessorios company website. There are 4 main groups of demand forecast models, namely, qualitative models, time series decomposition models, causal forecasting models, and demand simulation models. The model adopted in the preparation of this work was based on the cluster of demand simulation models, as indicated in figure below, where the highlight of the focused model is in red. The paper was developed using demand simulation models. The evolution of e-commerce in Brazil has represented great opportunities. As indicated by survey, e-commerce sales in the first quarter were 53.4 billion Brazilian reals, as shown in figure below. Thus, the figure in question shows that in the year 2021 e-commerce had a result of 53.4 billion reais in the first semester alone. Analyzing the figure, one can conclude that the growth of e-commerce in Brazil has been showing great progress, and taking advantage of this opportunity to do business online can be a great differential. If this opportunity is supported by operations research tools to help in the decision-making process, the chances of success will certainly be greater. The value indicated only in the first half of 2021 represents approximately a 697% increase over the same period in 2010, and in order to consolidate itself in e-commerce, the company Marina Acessorios faces a problem to estimate the demand and the places in Brazil where there are more chances of sales, since the enterprise is starting its operation and thus has no historical demand. Marina Acessorios is focused on e-commerce, and the products offered are laces, rings, earrings, bracelets, and anklets, and one of the advantages of selling online is that there is no geographical limitation for prospecting in the national territory, since it is possible to sell to the whole country. There are models that collaborate with decision-making, and the adopted ones are physical, analogous, and mathematical. Mathematical models can be optimization or simulation models. There are several standardized forecast methods available. They can be divided into 3 categories: qualitative, historical projection, and causal. Thus a search was conducted in the Scopus database to verify the works that use the ANYLOGISTIX computational tool to solve problems that involve simulation, and only 6 articles were found. However, none of the articles worked on solving problems of e-commerce, and all had a direct relationship with vaccination and COVID-19, as indicated in figure below. This fact indicates that the tool can be used for problems of high complexity and relevance, thus it is observed an opportunity to use the simulation software in the application of electronic commerce. Since used properly, it can strongly contribute to the strategic decisions of organizations. Regarding e-commerce, the quality of service becomes a key factor of success, because the company's contact with customers is made through information technology, and not by physical means as in traditional trade. Technology offers companies some advantages, such as efficiency gains, greater convenience in customer service, better decision-making, flexibility, and greater dynamism in inventory turnover, among others. The current situation of Internet access and the behavior of users have been adherent to the increase in e-commerce, and according to the biannual report of the largest consumer opinion platform in Brazil, the EBIT Nielsen. The Southeast is the most important region for the turnover in Brazil, as shown in the figure below. The figure shows the image of the software used to perform the simulation based on the population density of the regions of Brazil. However, for strategic efforts, only the Southeast region was considered as the starting point for the beginning of sales, because it has the highest percentage of purchases in the country, 63%. The software, besides indicating the quantity needed to meet the demand from the population, also shows where the company's headquarters should be, in other words, the best place within Brazil so that shipping costs would be reduced. Occasionally, the region indicated as the headquarters would be very close to the region where Marina Acessorios' main suppliers are located. The figure demonstrates where would be the appropriate place for the company to be installed, and from this point to send the orders made by customers. It is possible to observe that the point is strategically close to Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, being the places with greater representations in e-commerce. The site is also close to Limeira. The Brazilian municipality is located in the center-east of the state of São Paulo. Limeira SP is a city where one of the main poles of jewelry and bijou production in Brazil operates. Knowing the regions and the demands per region, an analysis was made to focus efforts only in some regions of southeastern Brazil, according to the company's strategic decision. Thus a dynamic table was elaborated to verify which municipalities of Espírito Santo, Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, and Minas Gerais should be served by Marina Acessorios. The graph of representation per region shown in Figure 10 indicates the number of municipalities per state and the percentage they represent for the marketing and sales strategies, being São Paulo with 28 municipalities and a representation of 54.9%, Minas Gerais with 11 municipalities and a representation of 21.6%, Rio de Janeiro with 9 municipalities and a representation of 17.6%, and Espírito Santo with 3 municipalities and a representation of 5.9%. After using the ANYLOGISTIX computational tool to check demand based on population density, the company can make decisions about where to devote sales efforts, i.e., in which regions the most resources should be invested in advertising within the Southeast. The company was also able to assess the quantities of items that can be targeted for sale in each region, and this is important to keep the service more secure and leverage sales. The result indicated by the software will serve as a basis for the company Marina Acessorios to work on the configuration of campaigns per region and to replenish stock so that no customer is left without service. Thanks.